Hello everyone, myself Pooja Sharma. This is class 10th Economics, lesson 1 Development. Let's start our chapter Development. What is mean by development? Development is the process in which something grows, becomes more mature and advanced. That means development refers to the progress or improvement in lifestyle apart from income. It includes quality, freedom, security, education, health, environmental sustainability, etc. So all these are comes in the development only. So in this chapter we are going to discuss about principles of development goals, important terms of development and sustainable development. So these topic we will discuss in this chapter. So now first is the principle of development goals. There are the three principles of development goal. First is different people have different development goals. Why it is? Because life situation of a person are different. People seek things that are most important for them, like the things that can fulfill their aspiration, desire or needs. Sometimes two person or groups of persons may seek things which are even conflicting. So in that we can see like example of a girl may expect as much freedom and opportunities as her brother, and that he also share in the household work, but her brother may not like this. If we are taking the example of industries, may want more dams, they may consider construction of dams as development because it provides electricity but they need. While tribals, farmers and the other groups may resent this as the construction of dams may lead to submergence of their land and thus led to their displacement and loss of livelihood. They might resent this and may prefer small check dams or tanks to irrigate their land. So, different people have a different development goals. Next principle is what may develop for one may not be for other. Means what the thing is development for the one person, that not necessary that is the development for the other person, because different individuals have different as well as conflicting notions of development goals, because life situation of a persons are different. People seek things that they are most important for them. So certainly different persons can have different development goals. Like example, landless agriculture labor may expect more days of work and better wages. Prosperous farmer may want a high family income through higher support price for their crops. People belong to scheduled caste want higher income, social equality, increase in job opportunities, quality, education, and better health facilities. So it is also true that sometimes these goals may be conflicting. For example, industries may want dams to get more electricity, but at the same time, whatsoever the tribals are and farmers are there, so they will be submerged from their land to making a dams. So that time they will dispute their lives. They and that will be affected their livelihood. So that is not a development for them. Only the development is for industries. So what may be development for one may not be for other. Okay, next is principle is people look at a mix of goals rather than one, or you can say rather than income, because every time people are not seeking income. That example, better wages, money or a material things that can buy with it. It is the main factor of which our life depend. So I would like to have a better wages, but facilities for family, There should be provision of provident fund, gratuity, paid leaves, leave travel allowance, pension, etc. Better working atmosphere also, or opportunity we want to, like a safe and a secure environment may allow more women to take up a variety of jobs or run a business. Job security, like there should be a security of employment and regular job. Government rules and regulation also we need, and that job, that the organization should follow government rules and regulations like Factories Act, Industrial Dispute Act, Minimum Wages Act. So these are the some other goals which we are looking rather than the income also. Okay, when we are going to select any job, that time we are not only concentrated on the salary or income, we are also looking for the other goals, that we will get their respect or not, that atmosphere is good or not, we have a proper time for our family persons or not, all the things are available there for my family members and me too also. So these are the mix of goals that is looking by the peoples when they are going to a new job. So next is terms for comparing nations. Okay, so now we know that every countries are different. So how we can compare that which countries are more developed, or how we can say that is a developed country or not. So first, when we compare different things, they could have similarities as well as differences also. So the result depend on the purpose of comparing. So it is not possible that we will compare India to America, because all the situation of the America and the currency also different from India. So some basic thing is adopted by our government to compare the states or country. So for comparing countries, their income is considered to be the most important attribute. So in that, first thing is here, that is national income. The sum of income of all the citizens of a country is called national income. In whatsoever the peoples of that country is contributing in the income of the country, that is called national income. Second is per capita income. Per capita income means when national income is divided by total population of the country, the result is the average income or per capita income. Means that average income or per capita income is the total income of the country divided by its total population. It is an important indicator of economic development of the country. It is income per head of the population per year. So it is used to compare similarities and difference of the various parameter of development of different countries. Comparing countries by national income is not useful measure, as countries have a different population. Thus, per capita income is an important measure. Per capita income. Next is GDP. Sum of all goods and services produced within a country is an accounting year is known as gross domestic product. Okay, so whatsoever the goods and services is produced within a country in that particular year, that is called gross domestic product. It is also, this indicator also we are taking to compare the country income or country's development. Another one is GNP. That is also similar to the GDP, but in that we are including import and export also. So sum of all goods and services with value of import and export is an accounting year is known as gross national product, that is GNP. Literacy rate. Literacy rate also we will include in comparing the countries. So the proportion of literate population in the 7 and above age group is called the literacy rate. That means the age of 7 of above 7, a person who is able to read and write any language with the proper knowledge is come to literacy rate. So now next topic is public facilities and sustainable development. So public facilities also comes in the development. So money is in your pocket but can't buy all the goods and services. that you may need to live well. Yes, it is correctly said, because money can't buy peace and democracy. Money can't buy a population free environment or good health. Money can't ensure that you get unadulterated medicines. It may also not be able to protect you from infections, disease, unless the whole of your community take preventive steps. So per capita income, you can see in the Haryana is higher than the Kerala, but still Haryana lag behind in education and health facility. So we can see that money is not giving you everything. Some things are there that is needed of the collaboration. So money in your pocket can't buy all the goods and services that you may need to live well. We are actually able to use goods and services because other in the community want to use them. So people do not face food shortage problem when PDA shops are working a fair manner. We can see here that many programs are started by the government. Then also people are facing many problems, because we can see that the work which is accepting that how much it should be prosperous or good in their way, but that is not happening. So if these programs are going well, then we are able to see that the development, our country is developing. So UNDP, United Nations Development Program, prepares a human development report taking average income, education, health and into consideration. So here we can see that human development index, human development also there, that is a measure to evaluate the level of development of a country. Human development index is the average of education level index, health status index and per capita income index. According to UNDP report, four main aspects of measuring human development index are per capita income, life expectancy at birth, literacy rate and gross enrollment ratio of the country. Human Development Report published by UNDP compares countries based on the educational level of the people, their health status and per capita income. So in UNDP we can see that there is a comparison between the report of the UNDP and the World Bank also. That UNDP calculates development as an average of the three elements like educational level of the people, their health status and per capita income. But criteria used by the World Bank for measuring development is per capita income. Rich countries, like countries with per capita income is US dollar 12,500 per annum and above in 2017 are called rich countries. But low income countries, like countries with per capita income of US dollar 955 or less are called low income countries. So India comes in the category of low middle income countries because its per capita income in 2017 was just US dollar 1820 per annum. So average income groups, those lying between the above and the low group, is considered as average. So the criteria used by UNDP is more advanced as per capita income criterion does not tell us that how this income is contributed among masses. It hides disparities among people. Okay, so in that we can see other terms also when we are comparing the countries, that infant mortality rate, that IMR. This indicates the number of children that die before the age of 1 year as a proportion of 1,000 live children born in that particular year. Literacy rate, that already discussed, that the measures the proportion of literate population in the 7 and the above age group. Net attendance ratio, this is the total number of children of age group 14 and 15 years attending school as a percentage of total number of children in the same age group. So these are the other terms which we are using to comparing the country's development. So now our last topic of this chapter is sustainable development, the efficient utilization of resources not only for present but for future generation also is known as sustainable development. Means when we are talking about anything, that time we need that any resources is there, that should be used in that manner, that not compromise today, and it will save for the future generation also. Okay, so that is the development. It is continually maintaining the things. So sustainable development is the development of a country or the world not only at present but the development which is to be continue and maintain for future generation. For example, groundwater is a natural resource which is replenished by nature. People of a particular generation must use water in such a way that people of future generation may also be able to use groundwater. People should not overuse or and degrade the quality of water so that the water is exhausted, or if it remains, it is contaminated to such as extent that is became unusual for people for future generation. So in these things we need to use the sustainable things. That means some conventional resources are there, they're like coal, petroleum, natural gas and electricities. These should be used in a proper and the sustainable way. That's why we can save for the future generation. Some non-conventional resources also there, like solar energy, wind energy, biogas, geothermal energy, and wave energy. So the possibility is that India would have depend on electricity and non-conventional resource of energy. This is because the world stock of crude oil would last only 50 years more if people continue it extract it at the present rate. So the issue of the sustainability is more important for the development, because it needs to maintain the things for the future generation. Rapid economic growth and industrialization had led to the reckless exploitation of a natural resources. There is a fear of complete exhaustion of these natural resources. In this process of economic growth, damage is being caused to environment and ecological, which ultimately will hurt human beings. Resources need to be used wisely so that they can be replenished. Overuse of resources will exhaust them. For example, petroleum, natural gas. So, to achieve sustainable development, we should co-friendly technology, enforce environmental and law strictly. Okay, so I hope all this topic of this chapter is understood and clear. So our chapter name is development is completed. Thank you.